Hey, Shalom Achim. Today's Hebrew word is AHSHAR. Here's how it's spelled in the Assyrian. And in a relative sense, it means which, who, or what. In a causative sense, it means that. This is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. First word we have here is la tharawa. La at the beginning of the word means to, tharawa means law. Next we have wa la tha'aiwada. Wa at the beginning of the word means and, la at the beginning of the word means to. Tha'aiwada comes from the root word aiwad, which means to turn back, to return, or to repeat. Tha'aiwada means testimony. Next we have am. Am means if. La'a means not. Next we have ya amarwa. Amar is the root word which means to say. When you have a ya at the beginning and a wa at the end of the word, it means they will. It turns it into a third tense, imperfect, plural form of the word to say. Okay, so it would be they will say. Next we have ka dabar. Ka at the beginning of the word means like or as. Dabar means word. Next we have hazah, which means this, and the Hebrew word of the day, which means who. Now, I want to get a little bit more edification on this word AHSHAR. Now, I was a little confused as to the application of the word AHSHAR because we know that AHSHAR also goes back to one of the northern kingdom tribes, which means happy, but it's not used as a noun. In this case, it's used as a conjunction. And when it is used as a conjunction, it means, like we said earlier, which or that or who in certain cases. And so let's read a little bit about this word AHSHAR when it's used as a conjunction. It says, number one, a relativizer used to introduce a relative clause. This conjunction is somewhat archaic, but still sees use in formal writing. Next bullet point says, AHSHAR as a conjunction is a relativizer, which is something standard English doesn't have. So that's why it seems kind of weird and out of place when we translate it into English the way that it's written. It says it functions somewhat like a relative pronoun, but an additional pronoun called a resumptive pronoun remains inside the relative clause. It said this can happen in English as well when the internal structure of the clause prevents the internal pronoun from being dropped. But whereas in English, it's somewhat rare and normally considered an error, in Hebrew, it's quite common and quite standard. And so that's why this word is used so common and so often in the scriptures, literally hundreds and hundreds of times, is because it's a very popular word and this word structure is very common. So let's get what this pronoun means. It says relative pronoun. It says a pronoun that introduces a relative clause and refers to an antecedent. And we're just going into grammar right now, just for some edification. It says some words that can be used as interrogative pronouns, for example, who, what, which, things like that. Some words that can be used as interrogative pronouns can alternatively be used as relative pronouns. So a relative pronoun starts a relative clause. So it says, the woman who was wearing the funny hat. That's one example. Another example is the funny hat that is on her head, right? Normally we would just say a funny hat on her head, or the funny hat on her head, or a funny hat is on her head. We would take that extra word out, or we would say a woman is wearing a funny hat, or that woman is wearing a funny hat. But this is a relative clause. So in the Hebrew, this word here in the bold would be AHSHAR, right? So just wanted to get that real quick. Next we have ayan, which means no. Lawa, which when you have la and a wa together by themselves means to him. And then we have shachar, which means morning or dawn or day. Essentially represents light, which we know light represents knowledge, wisdom, understanding, truth. So in all we have la tharawa, wa la tha'aiwada, la'a, ya amarwa, ka dabar, haza, ashar, ayan, lawa, shachar. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, AHSHAR, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.